Good day, good morning, good afternoon. It is good to be back here today. It's a new, fresh day, whole bunch of fresh opportunities. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for today. Thank you for a new day with new opportunities. I thank you so much for your grace, your kindness, your mercy upon us. I pray for wisdom and discernment and strength. Give us the emotional strength that we need and help us to make good choices this morning as we go into the market and execute some trades. I ask these things in the name of Jesus, Yeshua. Amen. Good morning, Larry. Good to see you. Well, how about we avoid hitting some stop losses today? How are you doing? All right, let's look at the news. So today we've got our unemployment claims in 30 minutes. And then pending home sales at 10 a.m. Let's hope that we get some proper volatility with this session, because that lack of volatility just causes problems. U.S. is considering bilateral trade deals with Mexico and Canada. Good morning, Vin. Good afternoon to you. I think it's afternoon, right? Super glad to have you both. Good to see you guys. All right. Was telling Larry, Vin, let's just not hit stop losses today. That would be a good goal, right, for today. Stop hitting those stops, though. Man, this front half of this week is one of the roughest weeks I've had. Well, at least in a long time. Man, tough, rough week. But today's a new day. Second half, 1 p.m. in UK. Good afternoon. And let's just find a whole bunch of new opportunities. Forget about what happened the rest of the first half of the week. And we will just find some good, fresh new trades and make some new money today. I ended up staying up through the night last night for me into the London session, and I locked myself into. I wanted to try and get myself into a position before this morning's news in 25 minutes. So I did. I was able to get myself into some shorts, but I had to stay up late to make it happen. So I didn't sleep all that much, but I got the position I was looking for, which is good. I'm going to get rid of all these chart objects again. You can see I used a fib last night just to get an idea of where we were on yesterday's move. So this is yesterday's move through here that just kept going, and that was 67 pips. And yeah, so we ended up moving up 38% of yesterday's move and pivoted pretty quickly off of that. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of all these chart objects. We'll just start over. All right, let's go to the daily. We've got some new stuff going on now. The first half of the week, the market didn't know what it wanted to do. It put us through some rough times. And it seems like maybe we've established a little bit of a direction now. You can see on the daily chart, we did kind of create this weird double topping type pattern at the moment. And we've broken this low from a week and a half ago, or maybe it's 2 weeks ago. It's kind of a pretty important spot for us to have broken last night. Right in here, we broke that. And we finished yesterday off with a super strong bear candle. And then we kind of got that pullback. If you can see it on the daily, we pulled back and tested this high. This is also an important spot. We tested that low from the day before right there, right over here, and we bounced off of it. And now we've been heading down with a lot of momentum, quite a bit of momentum. So we'll see if we're going to get some more bear pressure now. The market has really fought its way to get back into this consolidation, and it seems to be doing it at the moment. It seems to be doing it. We had that huge range from the summer, and we're just fighting our way back into it. Strength on the dollar. We'll see. Today could be a pretty good indication. How today ends up could be an indication of where we go. If we just bounce right back up, that could be a total rejection of coming back in. But if this candle holds down into these lower parts here, we're smooth sailing back into this consolidation. And then we would probably be looking at the halfway point on this as well. Probably somewhere in here would be maybe a stopping point. And then maybe down here could also be a stopping point, but otherwise we'd be sailing down to the bottom of that consolidation at some point, maybe. Just from the big view, when you try and break out of that consolidation especially on that long-term time frame, and then it decides to come back in. Generally speaking, when you break the top and you whip back down, you false break. Oh, whoa! I grabbed a stop loss there for a second. Oftentimes, when you break out of the top of the consolidation box and you come right back in, that often means that you're going to come down and test the bottom. So we will see. We'll see how today ends up. But that's the overview, the bigger overview. I'll go down to the hour chart. And we can see from the London session, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're into the 5th hour now. And it seems to me like we're accelerating, actually. We're right on this candle. It is starting to accelerate. Now it's early in the candle. We're only 10 minutes into the start of this candle, so that could end up turning into like a whipsaw, or it could really continue to go in the direction. We got that news in 20 minutes. That will probably help it or reject it. Here's the 15-minute chart. The Tokyo session was quite flat again. And then into the London session really wasn't all that movement, a lot of movement at all. what's like the range that we had there in the London. Oh, I mean, it was so dead again. Look at that. So dead. Like it only had like a 10 to 15 pip ranges of movement. And then we're breaking, when we broke that, that was like a total of 20 pips from here to here. So really slow London session as well. So let's see if people come back into the market today. I feel like today's the day people come back. So here we are down on the 1 minute chart, and we are still just cranking downward. Yep, we're accelerating downward, gaining momentum. That is generally a good sign to get into the shorts when it pulls back, because we're accelerating. We're new to the new trend, and it's accelerating. Now, just for the moment, it could also turn around. So, okay. So that's the top down look. We are at 1 hour, 4 hour support right now. Okay, let's have a look at that. Oh, okay. Are you seeing these shelves way back here? Is that what you're looking at, Vin? Those could definitely play into effect for sure. Oh, long night. Okay. Oh, we got to get a starting balance. Yep, that was the spot. Yeah, that's definitely a spot for sure. Okay, and we're gonna get. I gotta write down the starting balance. We're at 10,007. So I made a little. I ended up getting back into positive territory in the account during the day yesterday. I took a few more trades and put some more into the account, and then last night I got a little bit more into the account. So heading back in the right direction now. Which is good. Sometimes I'm going to talk psychology for a sec once I write this down. 10,071.68. $168. All right. Okay. So for me, this is a personal thing. I find that if I can take a couple really, so let's say I took a bad loss or a few losses. One of the things that I find really help me, and this is definitely maybe not for everybody, but for me personally, I've found that if I can take one or two small little trades for wins, like just my 2 pip trades, if I can get just a couple of those take the edge off of my emotion quite a bit. When I just think of my statistical, my equity curve rounding its bottom after my losses, and I start to take a couple trades that start heading back up, that little turn and that curve in my mind, it really takes the edge off of the emotions. And so you've probably seen me like keep trading after those losses. Like I mean, these past couple of days I just lost a whole bunch. But what helps a lot for me is when I get a couple little trades, it does a lot for my psychology and my emotional wellness, because I find I can take a break. I think taking breaks is fantastic, but sometimes, like for me, if I'm not still, I can come back to the computer and not be in the right headspace still. Like taking a break can be great. I think it's always a benefit. You're always alleviating emotions when you do that. But another thing to add on it is that I can still come back to the computer with heavy revenge in my gut. And so I've really found that taking small little couple trades, couple little wins after the losses really helps me to take the edge off of my emotions. So you'll often see me just kind of continue. It looks like I'm just continuing through, and I'm just looking for those little trades to start taking the edge off of my emotions. It's like what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to achieve the goal of taking the edge off, and so I go to find those little trades and start taking the edge off. So that's just my personal approach. I think maybe years ago I wouldn't have been able to do that. Like I probably would just immediately revenge, but these days I think I've just gained a little bit more control over myself over time, and I find that just getting my little 2-pip trades, getting a couple of those in, just does wonders for my psychology. So, all right, let's go down into the trading time frames. See what we got going on. So that 1755 seems to be a pretty good spot. We're bouncing on that right now. And we've got 14 minutes to the news. So let's check. Let's measure this pullback. Six pips. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good pullback already. So I'm going to add a little short in here. There we go. And I'm going to just go over to my apiary account. I have that same trading position running in my apiary account as well. But it is actually a heavier position, so it's coming back quicker at the moment, which is kind of nice. I need that after the past few days. Man, my apiary account was hurting yesterday. It was a minus 4 point, I think 15% after that those back-to-back losses. But I'm coming back though. I'm chipping away pretty good. I think I'm better than a minus 3% now. And I've got like a nice running trade in my favor at the moment. I can show you guys too what's going on. I will show you so you can see what I'm doing and how I do it. Like, here's also another thing too to add to today. This is kind of another big thing. Oftentimes, when I take a couple big losses like that, that generally is also the indication of a shift on the larger time frames of the market changing its like its trend or its season. It's going into a new phase often when that happens. And so that also means that there's opportunities to add into like a trend following setup like I did last night. And so it's really good to remember, like, okay, I've hit my stop losses, or maybe I've hit them a couple of times. What's going on? For me, with the way that my system's set up, that's like a strong indication. Okay, the longer time frames are now shifting into something new. So consider that. And maybe if we head down today, then that is a major shift. So those stop outs are an indication of that shifting longer term nature, the season or the mood of the market. Going on a rant this morning. How you doing, Vin? How are you guys today? Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you guys my Alveo. Can I show you Alveo this morning? Will it work? It's not working again. Why is that happening? Okay, I'm gonna have to remove the source. Larry's good. Vin's good. Hopefully I'm not talking your ears off today. I'm gonna remove this source. I'm just doing this inside of my OBS platform that I'm streaming from. Just talking my way through putting a new source back in so that you guys can see Alveo. Window capture. Okay. Alveo. Okay, that worked now, didn't it? Why is it doing that? It's making me remove the source and then add it back in. It's kind of strange. Had to reload today a couple of times. Yeah, I had to reload just before this as well. So that's on my end as well. Okay, so let's go pull over. So this is, I've got my hour chart over here. Oh, you know what I should do? I should plot the trades so I can show you what happened and what's currently going on. But I grabbed some of these trades from up here during that London session. I actually have a bigger stack right down there. And I've got them secured. They're locked in so that they're like break-even trades. But it's just still running for now. So I've got this nice good chunk of trades just running in favor. Oh yeah, I want to see if I can plot. So I got 9,700. Let's do 9,600 to 9,800. Plot trades. Hopefully this doesn't lock everything up. $9,600 to 9,800. Okay, don't lock up, please. Okay. All right. I'm going to just swing this over so you guys can hopefully see this a little bit better. Here's the 1 hour chart. There's yesterday's back-to-back losses. Smashing those stop losses over here. Hitting those stop losses. So there's the longs all losing. Then we got short. Smashed the stop losses on the short. Then came into yesterday and I managed my Alveo APRA account better in my APRA account yesterday than I did my MT5 account. So I actually didn't take a max loss like I did in my MT5 account. Let's zoom in here. I ended up being able to like properly wobble out of that position. I made a good chunk of profits back and forth through there, and I didn't take a max loss hitting my stop losses. So I ended up yesterday positive about 0.5% in that account rather than in, I'm just going to short that. My NT5 account, I took, was it a 1.5% loss or something? It wasn't quite a 2%, which was kind of good that it wasn't 2%. But took a few where is that? Oh, that's yesterday in the afternoon yesterday during the meeting minutes release. There was a little bit of movement, and so I got a few layers of 2-pip trades right in there. And then here's the Tokyo session through here, and then this is me gathering up my position. Oh, back here, I took it there. I had a couple up here that I took some profits on. But so there's my short position that we're sitting in now. Okay. Oh, I need to get into a short on my MT5 right here. Get into a couple. Okay, so that's what's going on over here. I'm kind of hoping that the news carries this short. If it doesn't, that's okay. So I'm gonna actually lock in some more, a little bit more profit. Let's put it to at least here. And I can't use the Magneto. Larry, if you're used to using Magneto, I don't know, but if I use Magneto in my account, it freezes everything up. It locks up the platform, so I can't just click everything and move it all at once. So I gotta just manually move it. It's kind of, well, I guess it's kind of like the old way. It's not a big deal. But I certainly got used to using Magneto, where you can just pull all the stop losses or all the take profits to one spot in one click, which is really nice. It's a great tool. So 19745. I just need to check that one trade. Is that one in the right? Yeah, that's in the right spot. Okay. So that's locked in a little bit more profit. I'm anchoring at the moment for a continuation to the short side because of what's happened. So that's why I'm allowing so much flexibility, breathing room on this position. I'm considering it, it's a bonus in my mind. I'm trying to like not worry about it, think about it. It's for me, it's like, oh, it's a bonus. So if I've locked in some profit, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna just add into this short position, add a couple into the short as this pulls back. Guess I should have maybe taken the profits as the thing extended down because that was a big extension. I didn't realize how much that was extending while I was talking. Okay, that's okay. And then I'm gonna get go back here and get back to onto MT5. And we'll just stay here for the news and stuff. Gonna add a couple more trades in here. Just another small layer. All right, and yeah, I got that the same. I got my position locked in at that same spot here as I did on Alveo. Yeah, I had a good day. Yeah, I've slowly, I slowly was chipping back after those losses yesterday afternoon. Just put a little bit more into the account. Once I got over that 10,000 mark again, started to ease off, started to ease the emotions, and I was able to just slowly build it back and start feeling a little bit better. And now I'm feeling like good. Okay, I'm good to not revenge. What happened in the earlier part of the week is gone. It's over. What's done is done. And let's just find some new trades and some new money for today and tomorrow. Right? That's all we can do. There's no fast way back. There's just the regular way back. I mean, actually, this position I've got on right now is kind of a bit of a quicker way back, but it is what I often do in times when the market's doing this shift. So we're taking some profit on that upper stack of trades. Oh wow, we're right at the news. I talked the whole time. First half hour. Here we go. Okay, so what is it? What's it gonna be? Is it a dollar strength? Can't believe I just chatted for half an hour straight. What is it going to be? We've got some positive news on the dollar. Philly Fed manufacturing is positive. Unemployment claims is 206K. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think if anything, I'm going to add a short right in here on this pullback. We really did good on that initial volatility. That was really good. Just knocking out those take profits right away. We just took more profit right now. All right, that feels a lot better. Feels better to hit some take profits instead of those stop losses. Okay, off to a good start. And it does seem pretty positive, doesn't it, for the dollar? So maybe we get some follow through. Trade balance and goods. Trade not good. The trade balance. Trade balance. Oh, goods. The goods trade is not. Yeah, that's not good. Trade balance and the goods trade balance is not so good, but they are the less impactful values. I mean, I guess they are going to play into that because they're not good. Okay, got a short. We'll see. Yeah, I guess with the bit of a mix on the total outcome. I don't know. What do you guys think? Seeing that news, do you feel like we're a strong dollar or a bit of a weaker dollar? Just took a little bit of profit. And he popped back up. I'm going to short it again. Trying to make a turn. Right there. I'm going to short that again. You want some dollar strength, Larry? Why don't we all just short this thing then? Okay. Get ready to short this right in here. Would be good. That target is coming in on top of those bodies, so it's just a decent spot right there. A little bit higher would be nicer, but it's still a pretty good target spot. We want that's right on the line. And I'll take another one at the top here. Just taking some profit on that one. Perfectly on that line. I took profits right before that line, and it's bouncing off of it. Okay, it's popping back up. If we get a little bit more back at that 1 minute pivot back there, we'll just short it again. Right in about in here. Did you find any trades last night, Vin? Also, do you feel like you're defining your system any better? Feel like you're gaining some consistency with what you're doing? Don't trade after 5 p.m. UK time as you have meetings. So you generally trade for the next, like, this is your trading time then? You like trading the New York Open for what, 2, 3, 4 hours? Or I mean, I guess that's kind of long for people, 2, 4 hours. Uh, is this the time that you like to trade, or do you prefer the London Open? Okay, just taking some more profit again on that top layer. Okay, short that again. Just gotta remember not to get too heavy too soon in case this has a good strong pullback. Gotta stack those trades properly. Meaning for me, I've got like 3 or just 1 stack layer. So like my next layer will be 2 trades up here, and then I'll find the next layer will be 4 trades somewhere up here when we get there. Maybe you can put those lines in ahead of time. So this will be a new spot. This is the news pivot. So we got 2 news pivots here also. I'm going to put those on the chart now. So we got an apex from the news, and then we've got a nadir pivot point. Those will be pretty significant points if they break. So I'm going to add a couple trades up here. And then what I want to do is I want to back out to that hour chart and find oh yeah, right in here. I want to add a line right in here because there's 2 oh, whoops. Right here, we've got these bodies over here and that pivot point from back there. So that will be a good spot for the market to find a little bit of overhead resistance. So that's pretty good. And then the next spot is pretty much where my my stop losses are for profit on that bigger trade. So if the market runs up there, they hit those stop losses for profits on that trade setup. And let's go down to the 1 minute where we're gonna find that right up here. So I'm gonna add that line in too, just right here. And then we probably have a spot probably in here on the 1 minute chart. These are the layers we're gonna trade at when we're find the market pulling back against us. And that's why I'm not worried when this market pulls back, because I'm already pre-planned for it to do that. Trying to see if it lines up with this point and this point. It's a little bit of a space between them, but I'll just pick the middle ground there. And there we go. So now we got our trading points on the market. We are pre-planned and ready to hit those layers. So I'll have 2 trades up on this line, then I'll have 4 trades up in here, and then there'll be some heavier A16 layers way up in these. If it went right way up there, I'd be prepared to get into that sizing if it's going to pull all the way back into that area. Okay, just took some more profit on the shorts on the top layer. I haven't been taking a loss on that bottom trade because we're still really close to hitting that. So I'm not too concerned that it's going to run away from us yet. So I'll just leave it and just let it sit. All right, just hitting some more profit. Good. Oh, I gotta say, it just takes that emotional edge off when you turn that equity curve around and start heading back up. It just takes the edge off of the losses. So that's good. Much better start to today. And we are really heading in the right direction now, really going the right way. Yeah, it's better to trade now, as London Open didn't work for me. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the best times to trade for sure. You get the London traders and the new New York traders showing up at this time. So it's good. It's a hot time to trade. But man, Tuesday, Wednesday, the New York sessions were not friendly trading. I mean, for some people it would have, for more like trend following people could have made money on those big legs. But this is generally where I make my money, is on the like where these all at once, lots of up and down movement, volatility. This is good trading right now for me. All right, we're just trying to push through that line, and we're heading to the news pivot right now, taking some profit. And back to the old low. Will we bounce in this zone? We've got the news pivot and this low back here. It is a good spot for it to bounce back up. But we're entering into this new support level with a lot of downward pressure this time. So look for it to see if it will break. And we've broken the news pivot. We broke the previous low just there. So will that gather up some more steam to the downside? More energy to the downside? Let's see. Oh, nice, Larry. Now in pre-fund up 0.27. Should I stop or keep going? That's a great question. Should I stop or keep going? Well, the answer to that is you need to define for yourself how you stop or how you keep going. So do you have do you try and is it your goal to hit 0.25%? Or is it your goal to make 5% on the day? Like, I don't know. I have no idea what you're trying to achieve. I'm not saying try and hit 5% on a day. That's kind of ridiculous. But for my point is, what is it that you're trying to do? Maybe you're just trying to make 0.1%. You've seen me stop at just making 0.1, 0.2% in this account a whole bunch of times. So for me, I allot the morning to trading. I define it as uh, I'm good to trade within the time frame of so the New York Open and the first 3 hours. That's my trading time. And so as long as I'm mentally okay, and now that's 3 hours, maybe for some people that's too much time. Like maybe your prime trading time is just an hour, but I allot 3 hours. And if I can follow my system, I just take what I can get, and I have no expectation for. According to Ron and Sean, they like 0.17 and be consistent. Well, yeah, you define it. You define what it means to finish up on the day. I don't want to tell you what to do. I just want to help lead you to defining at being consistent. So, I mean, it kind of sounds like maybe it's a good time to stop in the account. But this is the hard thing about trading is that you literally can do whatever you want. There's like you're in an infinite world of no boundaries, and you're the one that has to make all those boundaries. That's kind of like the difficult part about trading. So I'm going to just add a shorten here. Does that help you, Larry? Like, but you do have to define it for yourself, what it means to be finished. For me, I don't have a hard stopping point for value. I have more of a time frame stopping point. So like the first 3 hours, or yeah, the first 3 hours of the New York Open is my trading time frame. And I just try and trade it lightly, more just try and trade it exactly the same way for that time period, and whatever I get is whatever I get. I have zero expectation of outcome. And for me, that's super important because I have a really hard time with setting goals for like values because I if I don't hit it, I feel so upset with myself and I get really emotional if I don't hit that target or that goal I'm trying to get to on the day. So I'm personally can't have a goal, a value. And I know that's not for everyone. You have to figure that part out for yourself. That I can't have a daily goal. I have an average probable yield would probably be a better way to say how I look at it. You've seen like a lot of times we'll make like 0.2% in our couple hours trading. So that would be a pretty probable amount for me. I'm going to just add a shorten here. But yeah, like sometimes uh, in my third hour, it can be really good volatility, and I'll make a good chunk of more money too. So I define my trading time as I like when my time is up is how I finish my trading. Like whatever I get at the end of the third hour. And occasionally, we'll get like those red folders in the afternoon. Occasionally, I'll allot some time to go and trade for an hour during that higher volatility. But generally speaking, it's just the first 3 hours for me, and then I get what I get. How do you feel about setting and hitting your goals? Have you set goals before and hit them, and like how do you feel about them? I'll just add another short right here, and then I'll add one more at the top in here. Consistency is the most important part of the answer. The solution to our trading problems is be consistent. I have 0.2 to 0.3%. Like that's your daily goal? Is that what you're saying? Just took some profits on that top layer. This is the hard thing about trading is finding all the rules that work for you and the ones that don't, and getting rid of the ones that don't and keeping the ones that do. That's what makes the journey really difficult. It's trying to find all these rules that are good for us because it's a personal thing, right? It's so personal. What works for one guy may not work for the next guy because we're wired differently. We look through a different lens when we're looking at the charts too. Yeah. So, I mean, if you like, I've heard you hit this a couple times in our trading. So, I mean, it sounds like a fantastic place to stop. Like, that's if you can do that most days, it's an amazing goal or an amazing value to hit every day. If you can hit 0.25% every day, well, you're laughing. And then just ever so occasionally, like it all has a lot to do with how you're stopping out for your losses, though, too. Like you got to consider that. Like I don't really know how you lose, but you must lose consistently. Losing consistently, I think, is even more important than gaining consistently. Like for me, I lose 2% when I lose, or hopefully even a little bit better. Like I think the other day I lost a little less than 2%, but when I either hit that first stop loss and it's about 2%, or I have my equity protection come in to help me stop at 2%. In this account, in my APRA account, I just have to manually make sure that it's either I'm stopping when I've hit that first stop loss, or the 2% mark. But that little equity protection thing I got running in the background really helps. It's kind of like training wheels, and it does help. It's helped like solidify the habit because it's so hard to get in the habit of stopping out and doing it perfectly every time. But yeah, it's getting ingrained into my mind that I only ever stop out at 2%. There's just no ifs, ands, buts. There just has to be an absolute shutdown point somehow, whether it's your stop loss or a pip value or percentage value. But define it. Larry, you should be able to tell me simply how you lose. If I say, Larry, how do you lose? You should be able to simply tell me. And if you can't quite simply tell me, then you're probably going to keep battling and fighting and having a hard time moving upward with your equity curve. Because you need simple answers in your mind when you're at war, at threats, when the market's going against you and your mind is not too well, doesn't feel good, it's feeling attacked. Your mind is at war when those losses start showing up, the market's cranking against you. It's a very difficult time, so you need to make it an easy solution, easy answer for when you're emotional. What do I do? What do I do when the market's really hurting me? It feels bad. What's the answer? The answer needs to be pretty simple. For me, I say 2%, no matter what. 2% is how I stop out for a loss, or that first stop loss. That first stop loss is the eject all. Okay, I'm gonna add one more layer back up here. If I can get another little push up to the red line, I'll just add a second trade so that I have like a stack of two. Just gonna have a look at the 5-minute chart, see what's going on here. So those news pivots are, I mean, that short one has kind of been broken now, so I just kind of want to get rid of that. I'll just put it aside over. Oh, what did I just do? I grabbed a line. I'm just going to put that pivot thing out of the way for now. I'm going to add one more short in this spot. And so now I've got a stack of two at this old news pivot, and it seems like it's going to try and break it. See what happens here. We've got, need to move one of these lines back down. So now we've got a pretty good, kind of like a double bottom coming in here. So we'll see if that plays into an up leg. I just want to talk through this real quick here on the, so now we've got a 1 minute leg running up 14, 15 pips. So do you think after a 15 pip price cycle that the market would continue up to make a double bottom and continue? I'm going to say probably no, because it's run up 15 pips to try and break that. It's already out of steam. So that's why we're getting this pullback in here right now. It's not a good time in the 1 minute chart for this to break up and head up, because it just ran 15 pips all the way up to get to the trigger of the double bottom. So it ran through, it even triggered a lot of people in there. And then it just was already out of steam. It ran too much, too high, too fast to follow through, especially with the downward pressure. So that's why we're getting this big bear candle smash it back down right now. I am going to take a loss on the bottom one. I'm going to do that in my other account. just to mitigate in case it starts to run up again from here. Now it's pulled back. If it moves back up, now it's got a bit of a chance to run back and break to up and break those highs. But this initial leg is not a great spot for it to go and run and continue up. So I'm going to go and short this again right here. Just taking some profits on that short. Guys, I've been like trying to understand psychology of trading. It's been over 10 years for me of trading every day or every weekday. Trading every weekday for 10 years to try and figure myself out in the market. So it's a difficult thing. I mean, I guess for some people it's easier than for other people. But I feel like personally I've found the things that work. I've found how I can interact emotionally with the market. But it is a big, long, it's a huge journey. The biggest thing I've pretty much ever done. Like career-wise, this is absolutely the biggest and most difficult thing I've ever done for work. It's a long, hard journey. And it's not, I think it's because it's just not the same for everybody. There isn't just a cookie cutter way to do it. And I love the idea of being able to offer any help that I can to those that are committed and dedicated to making it work. If I can offer something that helps you forward, that just makes me feel good. If I can help you a little bit, because I know how hard it is. There's been many days, and I'm not kidding you when I say this, the middle of the night laying on the floor in fetal position, asking myself, what am I doing? Like making a mistake, losing a big chunk of money, saying, what have I done again? There's been many nights just laying on the floor in like real pain. Like it's physical at that point. It can be a very, very physical and difficult thing to get over. And I'm still working my way through it. Still just getting better, still just learning. But I do seem to have found some edge in being able to start moving upward with my equity. But like even the start of this week, that was really difficult for me to handle. Back-to-back stop losses on Tuesday, and then another stop loss yesterday, Wednesday. That's a lot of losing to handle. All right, moving right back down. Coming right back down for the third time. Yeah, good. Yeah, Rex is so solid. I really like Rex. He's one of my favorite. And Rex has mentored me too. When I first started with the apiary fund, he was my mentor. When I first started, he was my personal mentor. I've learned some really good things from Rex, and I still learn from Rex. I really like Rex. Say hi to him if you're in his class. I got to get into his class. These past few weeks have been so busy for me. I haven't been able to get into that, but I really want to get back into the options and see what you guys are doing over there. Yeah, yours also. Yeah, Rex is just such a good guy. Solid trader. Super solid trader. his mind just seems impenetrable. He's like so stoic with his trading and how he does his trades. It's just like unbeatable. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the 5-minute chart again and let's have a look at it. Kind of a messy look on the 5-minute chart. It's really just like a big consolidation range at the moment. Let's have a look at the 15-minute, see how that's developing. Just kind of the same thing. We're not really catching any strong pattern per se, other than it just seems like we're in consolidation and we're coming into those bottoms. See if we can break to the downside out of this consolidation. This is actually, let's point out this. We had an attempt to break out of that consolidation and it got rejected quick. So that's what's helping us bring it down to the bottom. And now we're testing this line, that 1 hour and 4 hour support that Vin was talking about is right where we're at. And we're coming down to it for the third attempt. So this is a pretty good spot for it to have a breakdown if it wants to continue down. Especially if it winds up a little bit in here first. Like it's kind of doing. It's doing a little wind up here. But it could come down here and do a little wind up. And then that's like perfect setup for it to break and break like that. So we'll see what we get, but it's kind of starting to shape up in a way that would favor. So now we've got let's measure this. Now we've got a 12 pip leg to the downside and it's kind of pausing. Hasn't quite hit the bottom. So now that it's run 12 pips down, it's a higher probability for it to pull back up because it's now run 12 pips straight. We had a little one right there. And we haven't quite hit that line yet. So like it could break from this point, or it can maybe come down first and then maybe up. Or I mean, maybe then it turns into a triple bottom and then just goes flying back up. So we'll see. At this point, I've still got my trades running. So I kind of would like it to keep going down. And I kind of anchored into the longer term with the idea that we would break because we started to break this pivot back here that in all these lows, and we're coming into that from a really strong down leg candle, super strong bear candle. And so that's what helped me to start anchoring into the short side a little bit more, like a little bit more heavily. So let's look at how much that candle is we've moved today. So if we measure today's candle now, we've moved 50 pips? Really? I didn't think we moved that much already. Really? Let's go down to the 15-minute chart. That's the high. Oh yeah. 54, 55 pips. So on average, we're around 60, 70 pips on the daily candles, the average daily range. So we definitely could be going for a big candle today and continue down, or it could just consolidate here too. Like, doesn't have to keep going. 60, 70 pips is our ADR, I think. And I haven't checked this in quite a while, but we could go and check. Is it, I think, is Oanda? I used to use to check like the average daily ranges and stuff like that. Was it Alanda? I think it was. Let me see if I can go find that website. Oh no, I think it was something else. It's not Alanda. All right. Oh man, I'm losing that website I used to use. But it just gave you like a list of average daily ranges and average hourly range. Yeah, I think it was not. It wasn't Alanda. I'm just gonna do another search for FX daily average ranges. Oh, okay. You know what? Let's just watch this for a sec. We're gonna go back over. Oh, I didn't take you guys into the internet because okay, Rex made it mine also. Yeah, okay. So we are in really good shape to make a break lower now. See, we did that pull. It even landed right on my pivot point on my drawing. Look at that. It lined up perfectly on it. And now it's going for its breakdown. See, that's what really, when you understand how the price cycles work, helps heavily for how you're making your decisions on real-time trading. I knew that once we hit that 12 pip run down that we should see a pullback, and it ended up pulling back. Was it like maybe 3 pips or so? 4 pips. It's a perfect pullback, perfect wind up to go and break down. So now it's got free range to go and just keep running. We'll see if it does. Oh man. Okay. I was just looking at my apiary account and oh man, I almost actually just made all my money back. But it's bouncing right now. I gotta like just stay calm. Kind of frustrated that I missed because this could whip back up, guys. I'm gonna just be really. I'm gonna take a bunch of profits on my apiary account because I need that. To make my money back because today is the payout day. So I was like really trying to get back into positive territory. Okay, it's coming back. And then I'll just need to lock in my profits carefully when I get the opportunity. I'll show you guys what I'm doing on my APR account. I'm going to get you guys over Alveo. See, I needed, I'm at 3% on the day right now. I know that's huge. I shouldn't be, it's not a good idea to show people big gains because it's unrealistic. I locked into a really good position, and this does not usually happen. But if I can lock in, no, that's not correct. Okay, yeah, if I start taking profits, I think this is off. Either way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock in. I took some profits already, but I'm going to lock in right here. I don't want to see that market whip back and break back up from this point. So I'm going to make sure I just lock that in and then I'm safe. That's good. Perfect. And that gives me the chance of being in positive territory again. And that is a huge feat from being that down 4% the other day. Okay, I've got that position locked in now. Perfect. Still got 4 trades running on that one. I shouldn't have even looked at it when I did. That's okay. Because I took profits as the market was going against me. But I mean that's only a tiny bit. I needed to lock some profits in. I believe I'm right around just under the 0 mark. Like if I took all my profits, I'd be really close. So I'm just going to let that sit now. And then if it whips back up, it will take profit. I'm going to do that with my other account too. We need to preserve that, protect that capital that's coming in. Those profits, lock that in down here. And now if that market goes and tries to pop back in, we need to take the profit off the table. Because if it whips back up, that could just be the end of this run. And now we're protected. So if this does decide to pop back up, we're taking profits, good chunk of profits on that trade setup. And we're just also leaving it open. If it does decide it wants to keep running down, we've also got that option. So it's a solid position to be in. Really solid. Oh, I didn't change back to MT5 for you guys. That's okay. I was doing the same thing. Yeah, just go back to MT5, and I was just locking in my profits here in that exact same spot that I did on Alveo, right in here. I locked in all those profits because if this whips back up, then it's kind of like the end of that run. That run is done. And I don't want to be still short trying to squeeze more profits while the market's having a big leg back up. So this is a perfect spot to lock in the profits from that big leg. And that runner is like around a 50 pip runner, which is fantastic, amazing. And let's look. We're going to look at the 5-minute chart here because that 5-minute bar is a good indication. It tried to run up and it tried to break back, but it couldn't. It bounced back down. So that's a really good indication that we're going to continue downward now. So Come on, dollar strength. Come on, US dollar. We'll see what we get. At this point, we'll make money if it pops up. We'll make money if it keeps going down. It's a good position to be in. Today's the cutoff. Mine also today's the cutoff. You're doing great. Thank you. Thank you, Larry. Yeah, today's the cutoff, right? Today's payday. And is it like tonight? Like between 19th and 20th midnight? Or is it like 18th to 19th midnight? Isn't it something like that? I'm just not quite sure. But I should be able to make it back into the profits, into the green today in my apiary account, which is a crazy comeback. Like, I remember how upset I was on Tuesday because I like just started trading my apiary account after weeks of not being able to, and just started trading and took 2 back-to-back losses. Like, oh man, right before the payday. End of day today. Yes, I can make it back. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, come on, dollar. Here we go. There's that continuation. And I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to move back over to my apiary account. I want to show you what I'm doing over there. Alveo scene, so you guys can see. On the extension down, so we had 2 bars. Oh, I want to take profit as it extends down. I may have just missed it when I was talking. As the market's going down is when I want to take the profits. But it might just actually be in a good spot to just hold it still. It's just if I see a big down leg, I want to be capitalizing on taking profits on the extension rather than having the market like bottom out and then come back up and take profits. I want to like get it as it's extending its deepest as it can. On the extension is when I'm trying to take my profits. But there's a lot of pressure in this today, a lot of downward pressure. So I think maybe I'm okay to just hold for a bit more. Yep, we're just trying to push deeper right now. So if it extends, I'm going to just take one more profit off here. But I want to see a big extension. If it doesn't do a big extension, then it could just keep slowly applying pressure to the downside. Stalling a bit. I'm just going to take one more trade off there. Going to take one of these trades off. And then that's it. And then my rule when I've got runners like this is to lock it in behind the 5-minute candles. So we got a 5-minute candle close there. So now I can come in and I'll lock in profits right behind the 5-minute candle. Just like this. Actually, hold on a sec. What time is it? Oh, we're 4 minutes. You know what? I'm gonna hold up on that. I want to lock it in behind the 15-minute candle because we're almost at the half-hour mark. So we're in just a really good spot for me to give it even more of an opportunity because we're so close to the 15-minute close. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it there for now because if I get to hold my positions behind the 15-minute candles, then that gives me an even larger opportunity to continue making profits as it runs. So now from this point forward, every time the 15-minute candle closes, then I'll lock into that new level. So now I'm gonna wait well like 17, 18 minutes before moving those. So I'm just going to be moving those more slowly now, unless it just runs back up and hits those stop losses. But essentially, just going to leave it be. See, it was kind of good to get a little profit off on the extension. It was a really slow move down, though. Okay, we're pulling back. I'm just going to wait before shorting. Like, I do want to probably still short with this, but it's just like there's just this chance it could still pop back up into consolidation. So I'm just going to wait before adding. This is important what I'm saying here too. I'm not shorting here because there's a chance that this pops back up. And if it does, we could be in for a strong up leg. So I want to see that it really rolls over before I say, okay, I'm going to keep on the short side. So I'm kind of just being patient to see, let it show us the cards, its cards. Yeah. I don't think had it on the right screen. I'm saying that I'm waiting. Pardon me. Guess I got a lot to say today, but I'm waiting to see if this zone holds down before I start shorting again. I just want to see that it really wants to hold lower. I just want to give it a bit more time because there's still a chance that this could just pop right straight back up because we've run pretty much near the average daily range. So the market could just say we're stopping here and then head back up. So I'm going to give it a little bit more time to see if it wants to roll over and keep going down before adding any positions. So just a waiting game for now. Because I don't know what's next. Time will tell. When you're trading, time always tells. If we can get another leg down from this point, That'll make me feel more confident for the shorts again. But even still, we would then have to wait for a pullback after that. So we're waiting a couple cycles now. Is what we're doing. Waiting a couple cycles. While we're just waiting here, guys, I gotta just quickly send an email real quick. So I'm staying right here. I'm just kind of moving off the charts for a minute. I've got all my positions safe and secure so it can do what it wants. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Just giving that market a few moments to do what it wants to do and show us its cards. Seems to continue just bare. It's holding low. It's holding lower still. And it is starting to look like it's rounding over to head to the downside. All right, sorry, I just got some other things I got going on. This past couple weeks have been really busy. We're trying to, my partner and I are trying to finish up a couple of real estate deals we got going on, and we're getting into a real crunch time. But let's keep trading this. Let's just see what we get here. Because what happens next here can give us some really good insight to how we can keep trading and making a little bit more money today. If this really does round over and continue, that gives me a lot more confidence behind staying to the short side. If we find that it really has a leg lower from here, that's a good sign. So just waiting right now to see. It's really starting to show like it's rounding over. Okay, so what I'm going to do is on these little pushes up, I'm going to just start. I'm just still a little bit hesitant. No, because I'm hesitant, I'm just going to wait. I want to see it really roll over more. I'm catching myself in my hesitance, so let's just wait. Patience. Patience. So, what did you decide to do, Larry? Did you decide that you're going to be finished in that account for today? Or did you decide I'm going to look for more opportunities? Or did you decide to just already continue trading in that account? It's good to come up with an absolute answer so that you know what tomorrow is also going to look like. Okay, this is what I was a little bit concerned about. That market popping right back in, and it's just trying to do that right now. Okay, so we took profit on that position, and it's giving us that signal that it's trying to head back up now, at least from here. It might not, it might just bounce right back down. but locked in a good chunk of profit back into the account from that trade. We're at 9:45. I think this is probably just a good place to call it for today. There was a lot of talking and I think some valuable points. Oh, hold on one sec, my kids. I gotta just be right back here for one. Okay, so let's wrap it up for today. I'm gonna go into Sean and Nate's. Yeah, okay, this is perfect then. Perfect way to finish this one off. So we'll just do a quick trade history. And actually, yeah, we can trade history on. Let's zoom back out. So my trades from last night ended up triggering a bunch of profits there during the night. This was my position that I was able to fight for. I stayed up really late to find that position, and that's what just closed out. But during our trading session, we had lots of good shorts up and down through, or just mostly just down. Only shorts. We're waiting for the pullbacks, and so we made a little bit of money here, made some here, made some here. And those were just really easy, nice trades through there. And then we just barely tapped out of that short position there. It may roll over and keep going, but you got to take profits at some point on those positions. So that was a great way to take profits on that running trade setup and a nice way to finish off. So I'm going to get to finish off today on a good note. So I'm going to go see what we made, put in the account. Oh, look at that. It is rolling back over too. Just see where we started off at. We started at 10,071 was the starting balance. But I don't know if I want to include that. I mean, I guess I'm going to include that run. It's just we didn't really make that run in the class so much. I guess it counts, right? We'll count it. $10,220.42. Minus 10,071.68. That makes for a big chunk on the day. $148. And this is a special day because of the runner that I had running last night. And then we're gonna go divide that by 10,071.68 times 100. 1.48%. Big winning day today. So a special day today, 1.48%. It's kind of hard to see. There we go. And this is a special day because of that runner. But I think it's still a good demonstration to show you what you can do with those runners when the market is shifting and it's moving into that new state. You can find those runners and hold on to a few positions, and generally those are like pretty good ways to make back losses when you hit the losses because the market's shifting. So solid finish today, guys. Made a good comeback from the start of this week, kind of getting smoked hard. Solid finish today. So yeah, we're gonna wrap that up. Thanks so much for showing up, guys, and we'll come back in and do it again tomorrow, and hopefully we can make another good chunk to finish off the week. So God bless you guys. Have a